All right, let's get into it, Taylor. Christian Gonzalez finally admitted the other day, yesterday? That was yesterday, 2 days ago.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It was Tuesday. We didn't do a pod yesterday. Yeah, that was on Tuesday. He spoke along with Elliot Wolf, along with Ryan Cowden. The front office, Gonzalez himself, spoke about the impending contract situation, which doesn't seem like it's very imminent at this point in time. So let's dive into a little bit on where things stand with Christian Gonzalez. I did mention he said he was frustrated. Here's Gonzo in full on Tuesday when asked about his contract.
The office knows how I feel. My team has made it known what I feel, what I'm worth, what we feel, what I'm worth. So the right people know what I'm worth.
Just to clarify, just because there was speculation, was your absence totally interrelated, or was it at all related to the contract?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. I'm out here now, so it is what it is. I mean, it's frustrating, but I mean, it's, I'm focused on the season. I'm focused on here now and doing what I got to do, and I'm out here to compete and get better.
Taylor, he's frustrated. I know we already talked about it. I know we broke it down a little bit. I want to get your thoughts on it all as we sit here today, now less than 2 weeks before the season opener in Seattle. Though I know we just played sound, but we have some more sound actually today. Adam Schefter spoke on the Pat McAfee show about Gonzalez's contract and where it stands related to Devin Witherspoon. We've talked about the two sides. They both have the same agent. Figured Witherspoon signs, Gonzalez signs shortly thereafter. The parameters are there. But apparently the two sides aren't close. So here's Schefter on McAfee earlier.
I don't think that at any one point here that they've been close to a deal. And Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez have the same agent. So in a way, he can kind of dictate how this is going to go and see into the future in a better way than each of the two teams can. So Witherspoon was going to get done first, and it got done at an average of 33 a year. The Patriots have not been in that category, but Witherspoon has established the benchmark, and the Patriots haven't gone there. And they weren't there before, and they don't appear to be going there right now, and they're all on the two sides of the market.
So, a couple days to digest the frustration comments, couple hours to digest Schefter's comments. Where are you at now with Gonzo in this contract that doesn't seem to be very close?
I know our colleague Greg Bedard mentioned on the radio 98.5 that at some point, like, this could just be a situation where, according to his intel, the Patriots could end up signing, Christian Gonzalez 3 days before the season. I think that's what we all hope is going to happen, and that's what I think we're all holding on to. But the reality is there's a lot of mixed messaging going on right now. And I don't think it's fair to pretend that it's really positive, because you have the Patriots saying that Christian Gonzalez is an elite corner. We want him around. They're trying to carry over this ethos of we're going to reward our players. And most of the extensions that we know about in the Mike Vrabel era have kind of been not premature, but they've happened when they weren't fully on the radar. Hunter Henry, I think people were asking about it, but they have really done well by their players. I think Kayshon Boutte was an example of, hey, you can drag a guy along if you want to, but at the end of the day, I think they understand the relationships matter as much as it's still going to help the football team, and we can discuss that in the Kayshon Boutte context later. Mm-hmm. But they're saying all this, but then the reports are saying otherwise. We're like, yeah, you can, if you think he's an elite corner and he's the best corner in football and all this, where's the issue? And if Schefter's saying they're not even willing to meet the parameters of Devin Witherspoon's deal, then what are we talking about exactly? So that's kind of problematic listening to that. It's not everything, but the fact that Coach Flight on my tweet about Elliot Wolf saying the Patriots still wanted to make him, Christian Gonzalez, the highest paid corner in the league, a lot of laughing emojis under that. Coach Flight is Christian Gonzalez's trainer. Like, he has more insight into what's going on that camp than I think we're really going to get from Christian Gonzalez. I mean, obviously the frustration part is significant, but Gonzo's frustrated. Clearly, whatever's happening right now is not sitting well with him. And I understand. I think we're all kind of frustrated by how long we've had to talk about this and wait on this and just try to figure out what exactly is going on with this extension, because the Patriots are saying everything that would indicate that an extension is down the pipeline. But if we keep seeing reports that they're not close, then okay, when is there going to be a budging from one side or the other? So I really don't know how long this is going to go or what have you. It's just disappointing given how the Patriots have spoken about Christian Gonzalez that it feels like there really is not a lot of ground being made, even if Elliot Wolf, as he told us, thinks that there is some momentum to be made and that they are making some progress. It just doesn't sound from anyone but what Elliot Wolf has told us that is actually the case. And obviously, Greg Bedard mentioning it could happen quickly, but it's very discouraging at this point.
Yeah, it is. I think, and again, not a cap savant. Don't pretend to be. But I do know that it's been mentioned again on radio when Greg goes on with Felger and those guys. Felger really hammers the the upfront money and the guarantees and the cash because it's got to go in an escrow account, and so the Crafts have to cough up a significant amount of dollars when that deal is officially signed if they give Gonzalez what he wants, and it doesn't seem like they're willing to meet that. And whether that has to do with, as Elliot Wolf said, cash flow issues, which are not issues, but there's a cap to cash type scenario there. So it feels like they're balking at the upfront guarantees, and that Gonzalez, as he said the other day, he wants things, his team wants things in the contract that the Patriots aren't necessarily budging on. It feels like reading the tea leaves that is the case, which again is unfortunate. And it was very poetic on Tuesday when he's talking about this contract that he doesn't have, and Robert Kraft flies in directly behind him on his private helicopter that comes down, from down the street. And so
Not a good look.
It's not a good look. I think it's one of those situations. And you look at like a team like Seattle too, Taylor. They signed Jackson Smith-Njigba. They signed Devin Witherspoon, two guys that were in Gonzalez's draft class on their fifth-year options, and they signed them to mega deals. Then today, they signed Leonard Williams to an extension as well, defensive tackle, all while their team is in the midst of being sold and they don't have a ton of financial security, for lack of a better term. I know I believe that deal got approved today, but now those owners take things on. So,
and no QB on a rookie deal. No QB on a rookie deal in Seattle either.
That's also true. They signed Darnold to like a 3-year, $100 million deal. Now that one was basically a 1-year deal last year, and they can kind of add to it. And he obviously won a Super Bowl in the first season there, so that was the right move. But no, they're shelling out the money in Seattle. They won a Super Bowl, and man, what a bad look it would be if you go out to Seattle Week 1, Super Bowl champions. They're raising the banner, and Gonzalez is either not out there because he's holding out because he doesn't have a deal, or he's out there without a contract, and you see the other guys on the field, and Gonzalez is not paid. It's not a good look from ownership there. So again, we'll see what happens. There's still some time here to work, but I think at this point, it's officially turning into, okay, what the hell's going on here? And when it turns after this game, once roster cuts are over, the primary focus, blinders, have to be on the Seahawks in Week 1, and it doesn't seem like that's the case right now. So again, still some time, but it's certainly something to monitor here over the coming days. Scorching hot sports summer, and you can make all of your picks on Prize Picks. Women's basketball, baseball, and of course, football's preseason is here. The regular season kicking off in less than 2 weeks. It's coming up fast, and we have all of our picks here for you guys on the Prize Picks app every single week. Taylor and I just barely missed our lineups last weekend in Patriots versus Eagles, but we're coming at you with a new one here. Taylor, we're going to make one live here on the show. I will ask you, Andy Borregales, more or less than 1.5 field goals made tonight?
I'm going to go more.
More. All right. 2 go through the uprights for Andy, and then quickly peeking through what is left here for who is playing in the Cleveland. Okay. Dylan Gabriel, more or less than 93.5 passing yards. Now, I don't believe Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders are playing tonight, so it's probably the Dylan Gabriel show. So you're going to go with more than 93.5 passing yards. I believe that's all we got for options in this one, so we will roll through with that. So there it is. Andy Borregales, more than 1.5 field goals made. Dylan Gabriel, more than 93.5 passing yards. That's a lineup. We'll tweet it out. You guys can follow along. It's also on my Prize Picks account at Mike Kadlick, where you can follow along, fade, or follow my picks. And all you got to do is download the app today and use code CLNS to get $150 instantly in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Again, just download the app today and use code CLNS to get $150 instantly in lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app.